Blackhead treatments are one of the most in-demand skincare products. Why? Because it affects almost everyone. Everyone has experienced blackheads at some point or another, and that means for you as a skincare business owner, high demand and returning customers. Hi, my name is Nicole, and I help skincare business owners and DIYers perfect their formulas and create fragrances. If that's something you're interested in, then please hit the subscribe button. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you two great face wash formulas, and I also have a serum formula that I'm going to be sharing with you as well. I'll be sharing what the three powerhouse ingredients are going to be for blackheads, and I'll also sprinkle in some skincare tips that will be great for your business. Let's not waste any more time and get right into this video. Starting your skincare business can be so stressful. There's so many things you have to worry about. Your logos, your labels, brand identity, formulas. It's just so overwhelming, and I wanted to alleviate that stress for you, so I created the Skincarepreneur Startup Kit. And within this kit, you're going to get formulas, content ideas, logos, labels, so that you can really tailor it to your brand. I also have customizations for all the formulas, so you can really tailor it to whatever skincare issue you want to tailor to. If you are interested in this, then definitely click the link down below, or you can scan the QR code so you can snag yours today. Let's get that business started with confidence. First up, we're going to get into our oil-based cleanser. Now, oil-based cleansers are great because this is going to break down the natural sebum on your face, and it's going to help remove any blackheads and makeup that are on your face. So it's a really great step to have in the beginning of your skincare routine so that you can get rid of the excess oil and any debris or makeup on your face. Now, to start off with this formula, we're going to have sunflower oil. Now, sunflower oil is going to be key here. This is going to be a lightweight, non-comedogenic oil, and it's going to be great to dissolving blackheads. Then we're going to have castor oil. Now, castor oil is going to be deeply cleansing. Now, it is a thicker oil, so it's going to be great to be able to pair with the sunflower oil, so it's not too thick, but it's going to pull debris from your pores, which is really important when it comes to blackheads overall. Then we're going to be using hemp seed oil. Now, what this is going to regulate the sebum and calm down any inflammation. This is a really great oil. It does have a slight greenish yellowish color to it. It also has a bit of a smell, but it's not too strong and overpowering, but it's going to give more of an all natural, fragrance and a scent overall. But also the color isn't going to be too off-putting to the other oils that you're going to be using. Then from there, we're going to be using polysorbate 80. Now, this is going to be what's going to emulsify the oils together and give you the cleansing aspects that you need. Now, this is going to help when you're applying it with water. I'm going to show you that in a little bit as well. Now, making this is just going to be very simple. You're just going to add all of your ingredients into your bowl and mix them all together. You just want to make sure that they're all fully combined. Now, since you have a more lightweight oil with these thicker oils, it should blend very easily and you won't see any or much clouding at all. Now, from here, I'm going to be adding in vitamin E, and I'm also going to be adding in tea tree extract. Now, what that is going to help with any inflammation. It's also a nice fragrance to have for the facial products as well. And if you are interested in trying out this formula, I'll have the full formula right here with percentages. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of that now. To show this in action with water, I'm just going to put a little dab of it on my arm, and I'm going to rub it in so you can see how it activates with the water. You can see it's a really nice thick consistency, and it's really just moisturizing my skin pretty well, and it feels like it's just removing any debris. As you can see, once it hits with the water, you can see that it starts to sud. It's not going to be super suddy that you would see with a body wash, but you can see that cleansing aspect, and it emulsifies with that from the polysorbate 80. So that's how all of that works, and it's just a really nice formula, and your skin feels really soft. It's not stripping or drying at all because it's all oils. The next formula we're going to get into is going to be our hyaluronic acid serum. This is going to be a really great, powerful serum that's going to really penetrate deep into your skin. And with this, we're also going to have a really great powerhouse ingredient. This is going to be niacinamide. Now, this is the first ingredient we're going to discuss because with niacinamide, this is going to help to break down the blackheads. It's going to help penetrate into your skin and really give you a more youthful glow. Now, with niacinamide, this is going to be your foundation for your product. When it comes to niacinamide, this is going to really help to level up the active ingredients that you are using. So, for example, with like a blackhead treatment, if you're using any active exfoliants like AHAs or BHAs, these are going to really help to elevate that. Like with your blackhead treatments, it's going to help to reduce inflammation and get rid of any excess oils on your skin. That's going to be the main purpose of the niacinamide. It's not going to unclog your pores or clear out your pores. Salicylic acid will. So you want to have those both ingredients together to really help to advance the actives that you are using. Now, within our serum, we are going to start off with distilled water, and I have our active ingredients that we're going to be using. Now, first up, I'm going to have niacinamide, as this is going to help to regulate the sebum. It's going to minimize the pores appearance and reduce blackheads over time. Then I'm going to be using salicylic acid. Now, this is going to be at 2%, and it's going to penetrate your pores and dissolve blackheads and control oils. Then we're going to have hyaluronic acid. Now, with the hyaluronic acid, this is just going to be, really crucial to add more hydration, give it the more serum texture as well. Now, I'm going to add in the salicylic acid and the niacinamide into the water first, and I'm going to allow that to dissolve. The salicylic acid is going to be a crystallized consistency and texture, so you want to allow for that to completely dissolve within the waters before you do anything else, because you don't want to see that crystallization to start on your beaker. Then we're going to take the hyaluronic acid and add that to the glycerin and allow that to dissolve and to hydrate. From there, instead of adding it to the water first, it's going to take a lot longer. Once there's some hydration within the hyaluronic acid, it just makes it a lot easier. Then I'm going to be adding in penicillin glycol. Now, this is going to be what enhances the penetration of the active ingredients and really allow for it to get into your skin so those active ingredients can work. So this is a really crucial ingredient for a serum to make sure that all of those ingredients and those actives are really going to be able to go into your pores. Now, as you can see with our overall texture here, it's still a little bit clumpy. You can still see pieces of the hyaluronic acid, but you really just have to be patient, because with the hyaluronic acid, it takes time for the water to fully dissolve the hyaluronic acid and for it to get the nice texture that we're used to. And after you let it sit, I let mine sit for about 24 hours to really allow for the hydration to take place. And it really has a nice creamy consistency, has a nice gel-like consistency that you want to see in a serum, making it a lot easier to use in a dropper bottle as well. You can also change the water content if you want it to be a little bit thicker. If you want it to be a little bit thinner, you can add more water. If you want it to be thicker, you can add less water, but this is a really nice texture to start off with. And I just want to show it to you on my arm here. It has a really nice texture. It's not too sticky, not too tacky on the skin at all, and it glides on very nicely and feels very moisturizing. And if you want to try out this full formula, I'll have it right here for you to take a screenshot with full percentages so you can give it a try. Now, with the salicylic acid, it can be very harsh on the skin. So a good rule of thumb is if you're going to be making this for oily skin, I would use 2%. Combination skin, I would go 1 to 1.5%. And for dry skin, I would go less than 1%. And this is just basically off of any irritation that can be caused on the skin. So you just want to be really mindful of that and know what kind of skin type you have. To products like this, you want to be very mindful of the pH of your product. pH is really crucial because this can really determine the effectiveness and any irritation that may be caused from the product. Now, when it comes to the pH, having a pH that's too low can actually cause more irritation, cause redness and inflammation on your skin, especially when you're using salicylic acid, glycolic acid, kojic acid. These are chemical exfoliants, and having too low of a pH can really actually irritate your skin. No matter how much of a percentage you use, the pH being too low will really affect that. Now, if the pH is too high, then it's going to be less effective. It's not going to work as well, and all these chemical exfoliants that you are using aren't going to be effective in the product. So either way, you're not going to really win with a lower pH or a higher pH. You want to make sure that you have the right pH for each product, and we're going to get into all of that right now. Now, when you are finding out the pH, you want to use a pH meter that you'll be able to put inside of your inside of your product. You can also use the pH strips, but something like this is going to be a lot more effective based off of my own research of finding a pH meter and what will be helpful. I'll have this exact same one linked down below. Now what you want to do is you're going to take some of your product. I'm going to take about 5 grams to 15 grams of distilled water. You always want to use distilled water because you want something that's going to not affect the product in any way other than just the ingredients of the product. And you're going to add it to a beaker, and you want to mix it all together. It doesn't have to be completely dissolved. It's just enough for the ingredients to be in the water to be able to detect it. And you want to take the pH meter and you're going to add it to the beaker. Now it does have a max line, so you just want to make sure it doesn't go above that. And you're going to click on the cal button, which is the second button below the on and off button, and it's going to calibrate, and just want to allow for it to dial down or dial up, whichever way it's going, and you want to give it some time to do that. And once it stops moving, that's when you know that you are good. Now, when it comes to this serum, an effective serum with this salicylic acid is going to be 3 to 4. That should be the pH that you are looking for. Now, with this, we came up to 4.23, which is still going to be effective. Now, say our pH came up to maybe a 2, then you can use the buffer powders that this pH meter comes with. It's a really small amount, but you can test out with these to raise the pH if necessary. But another good technique that I have is using lactic acid. Now, when it comes to this, you want to do 10 parts of the lactic acid to 90 part of distilled water. You're going to use that mixture and use a little dropper to be able to add it. And you want to add it until you get up to 4 to 4.5. And I just make a little mixture and leave it in an amber bottle, and it just makes it a lot easier to adjust my products if that becomes necessary. Now, one big tip when it comes to skincare is having a double cleanser. This is going to really help to first get rid of any debris, makeup off of your face, and then the second cleanse is going to really help to wash off your face, really get rid of any excess oils, and have a stronger surfactant within it to really help to cleanse your face fully. So that's why I made the oil-based cleanser, and now we're going to be getting started with our water-based cleanser to really help to get rid of any excess debris and really fully clean our face completely. Now, within the serum, I also added salicylic acid, but I really want to talk about how great of a star salicylic acid really is when it comes to any blackhead formula. When it comes to salicylic acid, this is going to unclog your pores. It's going to control oils. It's anti-inflammatory, and it prevents breakouts. This is a really big deal when it comes to any acne treatments or blackhead treatments. So this is a really powerful ingredient. Using this along with your serum is going to really help to go deep into your pores, really help to clean out your pores, and really give you a nice base to make sure your skin is fully clean, to really get rid of the blackheads. Now, when it comes to using salicylic acid, you just want to be, this is going to be an acid, so you want to be careful of how much you are adding into your formulas. For a serum, using a high concentration of up to 2% will be really powerful for your product. This is going to be a leave-on product, so adding it at such a high percentage, this is going to offer deep exfoliation and really get into your pores, and it's going to be able to sit on your face and work for a longer period of time. Now, when you're making something like a face wash and you add in salicylic acid, this is going to be at more of a lower percentage of around 1%. You want to use your more expensive ingredients in formulas that are going to be washed off your face. So when you're using this face wash, you're going to be able to apply it, allow for it to sit a little bit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then rinse it off so that it can really penetrate into your skin properly. So this is why this makes this the most big star when it comes to a formula for blackheads and acne. Now, to get started with our water-based cleanser, we're going to have our distilled water, and we're going to be adding in the niacinamide into the water to dissolve first. And the niacinamide is going to help with oil control and with anti-inflammatory properties. Then we're going to be adding in centilla extract or centilla water. You'll see that both if you try to purchase it. And the centilla extract is going to be soothing and also anti-inflammatory. And you just want to add these both during your water phase. And the niacinamide will dissolve completely into the water. There shouldn't be any color change. The main color that you're going to see is going to come from the scintilla extract, and it has like a nice amber-ish color to it, a little bit of a yellowish tone. You'll kind of see that come through in the face wash as well when we're finished with it. So we're going to mix those all together, and now we can move on to the salicylic acid. Now with salicylic acid, this is going to be a crystal-like texture and consistency, and you want this to dissolve before you're adding it to your water mixture. I'm going to take that into the propylene glycol, and what that is going to be is going to act as a humectant to enhance the ingredients penetration into your skin. And we want to dissolve the salicylic acid in that and allow for it to be able to mix properly in our water phase. So we're going to mix that all together, and you can still kind of see the crystals, and you just want to mix it all in until you get like a more fine consistency that doesn't have any crystallization still going on. And once that's all mixed together, now we're going to add it to the water mixture, because it should dissolve evenly now within the water mixture. And from there, that's when we're going to be adding in cocamidophyl butane. Now this is going to be acting as a gentle surfactant and foaming agent. It's not going to be too rough on the skin, but it's going to cleanse the skin enough to act as a facial wash. Then we're also going to be adding in glycerin, and we also have DL-panthenol, which acts as a provitamin B5. It's just going to help with hydrating and cooling and soothing the skin. So we're going to add in all of those ingredients. Now I know you're looking at this and thinking, there's no way this is a face wash. Why is it so thin? Well, we are going to be using xanthan gum to fix that. This is what's going to thicken our product and give it a more gel-like consistency and be more of a face wash consistency. Now with the xanthan gum, a little bit goes a long way. You don't want to add too much because you don't want it to be too thick, and it does take a little bit for it to thicken, so don't just keep adding xanthan gum and then it'll be too thick and you won't be able to mix it. So you want to give it some time. This is one of those ones where you have to kind of sit and let it start to absorb with the water and start to hydrate, and then that's when you'll start to see the thickness. And you kind of have to be patient with this one. I like to mix it around to kind of help the process along a little bit, but then you just want to cover it up and allow for it to sit and just constantly check it, and you'll see over time, after a little while, it starts to thicken and it'll get even thicker and thicker. And you'll still see that there are some pieces that still need to be hydrated, but you just want to allow for the mixture to take its course and allow for it to all thicken up properly. Now, if you didn't leave me hanging and you're still watching, even with this consistency, then definitely give yourself a round of applause in the comment section, because this is a really nice consistency. Patience takes you a long way with a product like this, because xanthan gum does take a while to absorb, and you just want to get that gel-like consistency very easily and very quickly. Another really great tip when it comes to making this, you can also add the xanthan gum to the water mixture first and then create that gel-like consistency before you add the other ingredients, or you can do it the way that I did. The way that I'm doing it, I think that it allows for you to still be able to add more xanthan gum if you want to, because I'm only using xanthan gum by the total weight of the product versus as an actual ingredient within the formula, and this helps and allows for you to have a better consistency and be in more control of the way that the product feels. And I'm going to be using a squeeze bottle just to make this a lot easier to use. Now, I highly suggest you give this formula a try. If you want the full formula with percentages, I'll have it right here for you so that you can be able to take a screenshot. Now, this is going to be a really great duo to have with the oil-based cleanser and the water-based cleanser. This will allow for you to get your face completely clean and be able to use the serum afterwards to really lock in those ingredients and to really help to get rid of any blackheads and really help with your acne overall. Right, now for our true test and seeing how this activates with water. So I'm going to be putting a little bit on my hand and rubbing it in along with some water. And as you can see, it is starting to set just a little bit. It's not going to be, super soapy and have like a lot of bubbles or, lather a lot. So I'm not expecting that out of a face wash. When it comes to a face wash, you just want kind of like a light cleanse. You don't want anything that's going to be too drying. And that's what I really love about this face wash, is even after using starting with the oil base cleanser and then putting this on, it is still very moisturizing. My skin does not feel stripped of any oils. I feel very moisturized and I don't feel dry at all. And that's the big key with using surfactants that are going to be light and not be too harsh on the skin. Still cleanse your skin, but not strip your skin of its natural oils and the oils that you've put on it with the actual product. But comment down below if you're going to give either one of these products a try. Now, a really big tip that I can give when it comes to dealing with acne and blackheads is having a face cream that is non-comedogenic, meaning it's not going to clog your pores. If you are interested in a formula like that, then watch this video here where I show you how to make a lightweight face oil that will pair well with all of these other formulas that we created today, and I'll catch you in the next one.